Before thoughts, before emotions, before any stories, there is knowing that I am here, that there is this beingness here, the sense of self. And today's invitation is to meet that directly, not theoretically, not something philosophical. Truly look at it, see what is there, and you will find out something new about it or something that wasn't expected. And when we speak about sense of self, it's just something taken for granted, that there is a sense of self. And yes, I know this body has skin, it has got boundaries. I don't walk through the walls, I walk through the doors. You need some space around it. And often around the chest or the throat or the face or behind the eyes. That's one of the most common places where people point to, where are you? Oh, I'm here looking through these eyes. Or the heart. Sometimes it feels like pressure or like an effort to hold things together. And we can notice that sense of self is also a sensation. Just like emotion is a sensation. It's energy appearing in awareness. Before there is an idea of me, there is a bodily sense of orientation, a feeling of being here, looking out, managing, holding, navigating, efforting, perceiving, receiving. That's all good. It's very practical and very useful, and that's how we get around as humans. So the sense of self is how we organize our experiences and how we interpret what's going on. It creates continuity, a story, a history. It seems like there is a me at the center of the experience around which everything evolves. Sense of self is intelligent structure. And we can clearly see it when we get hurt or when we are proud. Mostly when we get hurt and when we are proud. So let's look at this now. In your own experience, what is the sense of self or sense of me? Is there a particular location? A particular frequency? Or texture? Or flavor? What is the sense of me? So when you are looking at the sense of self or sense of me, what are you actually looking at? One of common expressions is it's a bundle of thoughts and emotions, or it's a memory. But what are you actually looking at? What is there? Sensation? A movement? Contraction? Expansion? Even though it's so familiar, there are no words to describe it. But there is knowing of existing, knowing of being. So maybe it's not a sense. Maybe the word sense is just a way to describe it. Perhaps it's a knowing. Another word for that is awareness. There's absolutely no problem with a sense of self, as in being aware of being aware. The confusion comes in when we identify with a self, with a sense of self, or somehow the sensation is what I am, or this thought pattern is what I am, or this body is what I am. Then the sense of self is no longer just pointing to this, knowing. It becomes a thing, an object to identify with, and through which then we look at everything and we think that, oh, this is what I am, and everything is happening to me. A little example would be if you look at your wall and you see some dot on a wall, and from the perspective of a dot, the dot is here and the wall is happening to the dot. The wall is out there, it's not what I am. I am the dot and the wall is happening to me. And from the perspective of the wall, it's just another occurrence. It's just another tiny dot, and there are many, many different dots and markings and marks, distinguished marks on that wall, and this dot is just another appearance. The wall is not happening to the dot. The dot is appearing in the wall. So a sense of me or sense of self is like that little dot appearing in awareness, that there's something vast, unlimited, open, borderless, boundless. And we can call it presence. It's just being, knowing of the presence, knowing of something being here. So it's interesting that we identify with a particular sensation and we think that this is what I am, like a tightness. And I mentioned being hurt or being proud. And we can just have a little test now. Now, if I'm talking to you and I tell you, you are amazing, you made it here, and how many difficulties you had to go through, and you must be really, really proud of yourself that you got here where you are, and just feel that sense of achievement or some pride. It may be going through, but if you can catch that little pride, there's something behind that is saying, oh, I'm good. Me. Yeah, I made it. Look at that. The identity very much hides in that. And that's, oh, the sense of self has been, given attention, given love, given validation. See if you can catch that, if you can feel that. And on the other hand, if I was to say, you stupid, you should have gotten this by now. And if there is a kind of sting, if something comes up in any conversation with anyone as a sting, as a place where the dart lands, that we often identify as me, the heart, that place that where the insult lands, and that sting we often name as me. I'm hurt. They hurt me. These words hurt me. But from the point of view of awareness or just presence, we can see that these sensations or these events, they come and go. And they're okay. They are information. But I am here. And these things, sensations, emotions, thoughts, energy formations, contractions, expansions, they come and go, come and go. It's a sense of me, sense of self, sense of existing. But it's not what I am. So when you look at the sense of self directly, what do you see? At some point it dissolves. There's nothing to look at. There's a spaciousness, openness, effortlessness. Something softens. And the structure relaxes. And look at that. The thoughts continue to arise and flow, and the sensations are here and emotions are here. Everything's here. Breathing is here. So maybe that something behind the eyes that is holding tight and is called me is really just another sensation, just another occurrence, another movement and experience. And if that is seen, then nothing needs to change, nothing needs to be corrected or got rid of or fixed. Everything's allowed. So it's not that the sense of self drops away, it's that identification with the occurrence or appearance breaks down. Because it's clear that you are here with and without that sensation. You are here without that tension in the head or some pressure in the heart or the heart. You are here and all these things come and go. When there is a sense of self, there is a sense of other or others. But all these others are in this awareness, in this knowing. So let's take a look at the knowing itself, awareness itself. What are you looking at? And the words that come most often is nothing. There's nothing. It's something unpindownable. You can't really capture that with words. But there is that sense or recognition of silence, spaciousness, openness, calmness. Something that doesn't move, doesn't come and go. And doesn't even need a name. It doesn't need an identity. It doesn't need to be said, I am this or I am that. It's just, it's already free. So we can see ourselves as a space in which everything arises and everything comes and goes. But that space is knowing.